Hi, thank you so much for coming to Rockstar Tarot 444, a space where your healing always leads the way. Today we're going to, I'm going to do reading for, this is for a couple. The first person actually kind of really needs to work on their solar because I feel like you have just been like sitting there wanting to do all this stuff and not really like being able to get going. And this is a lot of like trauma in your solar plexus. I can feel it in your tummy, and it's also bringing up clearing up everything, anything and anyone that's not for you, and concentrating on your relationship, on like making things work with your partner. The other partner feels like always kind of between, just like kind of one foot in the door, one foot out the door. Like, you know, you also kind of need to do work. You can't always focus on everything that your partner is doing wrong. And I know that your partner has a longer ways to go. I get that. I do understand that. But you also have several things. Like, for example, this trying to continually rescue your partner, that's kind of more of a hero complex. So you should kind of more look within and see, like, what part of myself do I need to rescue, instead of always focusing my attention on them needing to change, rather than like me realizing if I am with them is because I also need to make some changes. So make sure that you stop kind of parenting your partner, okay? Make sure that you focus this time like on yourself and how you're feeling, and learn how to process those feelings, especially the anger and the sadness that you have, because they're pretty prevalent. Yeah, you guys are gonna have to be very flexible with each other and learn to really understand each other, because your triggers are kind of opposite. One of you needs to relax and kind of just, I don't know, learn to be at peace, and the other one needs to push it, you know, and like get going, keep working on themselves, right? And so the partner that needs to relax, you honestly need to stop choosing stressful things to do, because you do tend to choose way too much, you know. So make sure you think about that. And the other partner, start making strategies on how you're gonna make these things happen, you know, and do one by one. You're trying to get like all the 1,000 things that you haven't done in so many years out the door, and that's just not gonna work. Choose one thing at a time to prioritize and work on it until you finish it. And that should do it. Like, honestly, you guys even get like the beautiful family card and stuff. And so that should really just do it. Make sure that you make these shifts though. Otherwise, like if you don't make these shifts, let's take a look, see? All that glitters. This one always ends up in like an explosion. This one always ends up in chaos and conflict. And so yeah, you guys definitely need to kind of get to do your individual work to avoid all this chaos and stuff. Make sure you do the individual work, and that you guys go both feet in the door and actually work. Always say work, not like, well, if this doesn't happen then I'm gonna exit. No, we're gonna work to make it work, period. Like, that's the attitude that you guys need to have in order to get through this. If you guys can't do any of that, maybe you should be thinking of separating though. Like, so you are at that point where it's either you're in it to win it or time to like part ways, because this one's not a good breakup. Like this, you guys won't be able to speak to each other after this breakup. This reading was helpful. Thank you so much for coming in, and may your healing be louder than the harm ever was.